I ever not been on my best behavior?
I don't know. Last time when I saw you with those cat ears, you're going kind of crazy, you know?
Okay. Besides that one time,
I wanna know the context of this.
um, I was just streaming, and then like we had like a lot of people. Like we had Dono, Evan, Johnny, Let's Talk Anime, and John on stream, and it was like kind of like chaos. And I think like eventually like John did like the Nico Nico Ni, and then I was like, wait a minute, I have cat ears. It was like the best thing
God.
ever. He did it. It was so funny. Yo, I love John. He's so great. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. K.A.D started creating some simps.
Yeah, we're live, K.A.D, so
what?
stop. K.A.D, you have to stop.
Oh my god. Okay, I guess I'll just
We
stop
can't afford
talking.
for you to get canceled again.
Bruh. It's too late for that.
All right. It is what it is. All right. I'll tweet this out and then definitely get started. Well, we'll start off with this. I'll do intros real quick and let everybody introduce themselves, and I'll do that while everybody's doing their own introduction. So, you said we're live, Squid?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, intro in 3, 2. Before the intro, how does everybody? I know Keaton and K.A.D. Do you want me to refer to you two as just Gracie and Chica, or do you want me to refer to you as something else?
Yes. Chica is fine.
Gracie's
Chica's
fine for me.
All right, cool. All right, introduction in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everyone. This is Kickback Anime Discussions. Glad to have you back here on another episode on the chillest anime podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to, we are there. And we got a pretty interesting episode for you all here today. What we're going to be talking about is what is it like to be a female weeb, anime female weeb. And obviously, me and my co-host Squid here wouldn't be able to do it justice because we're not females. So obviously, we have to dive into the mindset of our 3 special guests here, starting off with Chica.
Hello, I'm Chica. I have a YouTube channel called Akemi Chica. Obviously, I'm doing anime content. Happy to be here.
All right. The next guest we got here is Gracie.
Hi, I'm Gracie Vivi. I run a YouTube channel by the same name. I talk about anime, but I also talk about other nerdy stuff as well. And I'm super excited to be on here today.
All right. And our last guest here is K.A.D.
Hello, it's K.A.D. Desu Uwu. Oh my god. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna start that. It's K.A.D. I run a YouTube channel as well, and I am very happy to be here as well. Thank you, RTL.
All right, no problem. So this should be a fun time. Yeah, this should be a good general discussion. And obviously, let's introduce the co-host, the man running the stream as well, and my man Squid here.
I'm just gonna try my best to keep this as not cringe as possible.
Hey,
Well.
Wow.
K.A.D, I'm looking at you.
You're welcome.
all right. So this should be interesting. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be interested in somewhat into what all these ladies have to say today. So let's start off with the simple thing to talk about. What got all you ladies started into anime? We could start off with Chica.
Well, okay. I was really young when I started watching anime, knowing that it was different from other cartoons. My first one was Sailor Moon, actually, and I loved it. I loved it so much. When it finished, I was crying. I was having like tantrums, and my mom tried to open other cartoons. I was like, no, mom, no. You don't have these big eyes. And that's when my mom noticed that, like, this is different. And when she searched about it, I knew it was different. And she would show me other animes. I would get really, really, really excited, like Kamikaze Kaito Janne, um, Pokemon. I was like super happy to watch them, and I wouldn't watch the other cartoons intentionally. So yeah, it started when I was literally 4 years old, and I always knew they were different. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, interesting. Definitely started younger than me. I don't think 4 years old. I probably was watching like
Yeah, I
SpongeBob
know
and
it's
Looney Tunes at that time. Not gonna lie.
yeah, I know it's really young, 4 years old, and knowing it's different.
Mm-hmm. That's the
Yeah,
thing, right? Like knowing it's different.
So,
yeah.
what was
There's
your favorite Pokemon? That's what we need to know.
oh for sure.
Um, I love Pikachu for a long time, and then I like Bulbasaur. Really like him.
Bulbasaur.
Yes, I really, really did like him. I don't know.
That's a respectable choice, at least. I like that.
Bulbasaur?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Who
dude.
picks Bulbasaur?
He's kind of similar to mine. My favorite Pokemon's Oddish.
What?
Yeah,
Yo,
you've never
that's
seen.
actually
When I was a kid, I had like 55 different Oddish cards, and my mom burned them, and I was sad.
what? What?
Oh,
Oh
geez. It
my
seems
god.
like your mom didn't want to be a female weeb, bro.
Yeah, she was like, Oddish is the devil. She didn't know.
Bro, Oddish,
How do you
Bulbasaur,
not
y'all
like
need.
Oddish? What?
Bro, I mean, like, you got Charmander
Okay,
and then
get out of my face.
Squirtle.
What's wrong with you?
You
Charmander's the
pick
worst of the
Bulbasaur?
OGs.
He's a dragon.
All right, we're getting off topic. He's a lizard at best, but okay.
All right, fair enough. Okay, Gracie, what about you? What got you started in anime?
Um, so I've always been a bit of a big nerd. Um, and I've always particularly loved animation. That's always been my medium of choice to experience stories in. So as I was getting older in high school, and I was consuming more and more animation and cartoons, and listening to like animation critics on YouTube, I kept hearing different anime being brought up, and I was aware of anime, but I had never really watched it before. I remember I loved Sonic X when I was young, which I know is absolutely terrible. But that was one of the Saturday morning cartoons I watched when I was younger, and I didn't know it was any different. I just loved the art style, and of course now I know it's an anime. Um, but yeah, so I was really into animation, and I kept hearing about anime. So I watched My Hero Academia for the first time. I think I must have been it was the end of my sophomore year of high school. Um, and that's just how I got started into anime, and I've been watching it for the past 2 years, and I've been reading a lot of manga too. So that's kind of what got me into it.
Mm, I
Yeah,
feel that.
yeah, fair enough. We got all the way around like elementary school, and then a lot older. So you can definitely see the different starting points for anime. And last but not least, Katie, what got you started into anime?
Yeah, so I was kind of like a mix of like both actually, because I was like Chico, where like I started off with like Pokemon, and like, but I didn't know it was any different, right? Like I was just like, at the time, I don't think I even knew like like what anime like was. Basically, I just like knew that I liked watching what I was watching. Yeah, I was always like this really big nerd as well, and but then like eventually as I like got into like school and stuff like that, well, I mean, of course, like as I got older in school, um I came to realize that like a lot of people don't like anime, right? And this is like one of like the biggest regrets of my life, but I stopped watching, like I stopped being like a huge Pokemon fan. I stopped watching all of that, and I was like, no, you can't, it's just it's not socially acceptable, it's not right. And then like I think like entire like junior year, like I just stopped watching it. I think like my freshman year in high school, I also didn't watch it. And then like my sophomore year, I remember like there was like this huge craze for Attack on Titan. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna watch anime, but like, let me just check out Attack on Titan just to see what everyone's craving about. And I saw the first episode of Attack on Titan. I remember thinking to myself, yeah, I don't care what people say. I like anime. I don't care. And I just like ever since then I just like watched anime. So that was fun.
All right. I mean, I feel that, and it really kind of dives into the next thing I wanted to talk about is like there's definitely a stigma with watching anime, especially when we're all young. With people think it's nerdy and whatnot, but as you grow up, you can definitely see anime is becoming more popular. But as all of you gals grew up, did you guys feel like there's a difference between being a fan of anime as a female versus like some of the more male anime enjoyers? What do you think? Anyone can dive into this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely think there's like, I mean, maybe like a slight difference because I feel like anime overall, like people just generally like if you're not into anime, and you know nothing about it, people generally don't are not warm to like the subject. You know what I mean? They think it's like weird, and it's really it's a shame, because a lot of people are closed minded and aren't willing to like check it out and really see for themselves like what anime is all about. But in regards to like guys versus girls really liking anime, I guess I'd have to say like I like growing up, I knew like nobody like who like none of my like girlfriends like liked anime that I knew of except for like maybe one. And I feel like there's like that like stereotype that like, oh, if you're a girl and you like anime, you're like really weird, at least when you're growing up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And there is this thing like people who don't watch anime and who don't know much about anime, they think they are all towards kids. They don't
Mm-hmm.
think like, oh, there is this concept of like death in it. There is this like, really graphical stuff. Like, even without those, I think a simple slice of life can be for anyone. Like over 20 years, 40 years, I don't know. I will watch anime when I'm like 40. Um so yeah, they don't really know anything about it. They just like, oh, let me bash this person because they are watching cartoons. That's what I have always seen until I was in high school. That is when I first found my first anime friend, anime Weeb friend, and I was super happy because I grew up with people who always thought that way. And in even in the high school with that age, everyone looked down on me like because I would never ever like hide my hobbies, and it was really hard for me to not hide this. But I still managed to survive and found my friends, and I'm really happy.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Gracie? What do you think?
So I was homeschooled, and I kind of got so like when you're homeschooled, you're even though I did other extracurricular activities, you're really friends with just a ton of other homeschoolers. And where I'm from, we have a homeschool group at our church, and it's huge. It's like the biggest one in our area. And I got kind of exiled from that friend group of girls and boys like a long time ago. In my last year of middle school, I do not know why. But I think it was just my general nerdiness, and
That's so
I
sad.
don't know.
I'm
I
sorry for interrupting.
Thanks, Katie. So all through high school, I didn't have friends. I had a part-time job and I love my boss. I love where I work. I still go back there and work when I come back from college. And I had my family. I have a big family, and I have my brother's like one of my best friends ever. So I was okay. I survived. It's only now in college. I just finished my freshman year where I'm like really finding friends, and especially with this YouTube channel, like I'm actually like making friends and like who are good people. and I know won't abandon me at the drop of a hat.
Mhm.
But and I go to a very religious college too. And I think that also plays in to a big factor of it. Most of
Sure.
my friends don't really care that I watch anime. Like they're like, "Oh, I don't care for it," but they don't. I'm not ostracized for it. I have not really found as many girls who like anime though, which is weird. I get along mostly with guys who watch anime because I love shonen, and I think a lot of guys I've met, a lot of them are actually just getting into anime, so they're still watching stuff like Dragon Ball and
Yeah.
Naruto and My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which is all stuff I've experienced a lot of. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to offer much on this front, but
Hey,
Bruh,
you
you offered
offered
a
a
lot.
lot. You definitely
Yeah, you
offered a
did.
lot. By the way, John does say hi, ladies. By the way.
hi,
John.
All right. So she brought up something interesting, shonen and like getting into shonen and how shonen is kind of the popular thing that when it comes to anime, people usually think of shonens. Mr. Jeben Roches also said hi, by the way.
Ooh.
And
Hello, cheese.
John. Hi.
so I do want to say
Hi.
this, or I do want to ask this. When it comes to shonen, I would say, guys perceive it or guys watch it because of like the fight scenes, some of the compelling story with different philosophies and whatnot. But mostly like the fight scenes are great comedy. Would I be right saying that, Squid? What do you think?
Can you repeat the question?
So I'm saying guys really like shonen mainly because of like the great fight scenes, the comedy. Sometimes they like the philosophical themes that are being portrayed. I'm talking about just general like guys who watch shonen anime.
Yeah, guys, we all wish that we could fight and murder in real life. So we gravitate towards anime like shonen that show us that.
Facts. So we're all cavemen at the end of the day. But for you ladies, shonen is portrayed to young males. Well, when you watch shonen, do you see it the same way, or do you see it a different way? What do you look for mostly in shonen?
I mean,
Go ahead.
I
Go
look
ahead.
for I look for a lot of similar things. So I've always I've always kind of been the media that's more directed at boys. So the fact that that's the target audience for shonen is no issue for me. I look for interesting fights. I look for interesting characters. I love comedy in shonen. One Piece is like one of the funniest things I've ever read. And I also love the different philosophies. I gravitate towards shonen because so many of the greatest stories in anime and manga, and that I've personally experienced, are in shonen, and that's what I care about. I care about a good story, and that's just what shonen offers. So I do look for a lot of the same similar things, maybe for different reasons, but yeah.
Okay. What about you, Katie and Chica?
No, I definitely
I
agree.
believe it is. You go first.
Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you, Gracie, because I don't know. Like I don't think I view it any differently from like what you explained, RTL, cuz once again, I think that like agreeing with Gracie, I think that a lot of shonen, like especially I know a lot of people like say this when talking about it, but like the world building, let's just say in like One Piece, I believe is like some of the best world building I've like ever seen in anime. Like everything is just so connected. And I don't know. I generally it's a hard question, but I would say that I really like watching shonen. I know it's meant for like younger like boys, you know what I mean? Like that's like the definition of like shonen, but I feel like a lot of shonen nowadays, like My Hero Academia, Hunter x Hunter, I feel like you can like it's like for all audiences, right? I don't know.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I would definitely agree to that point. That shonen is definitely becoming more expansive to a wider range of audience for sure. What do you think, Chica?
Well, for shonen, I think we all know the mainstream animes already. Like we know the concept of them. So when we start watching it, we already know what we are getting into. We all know what shonen is, what that is going to bring to us. And I actually really enjoy shonen too. I love romance more, not gonna lie there. I like those female stuff, those outcome stuff more, but I do enjoy shonen too.
Yo,
So-
Chico, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of agree with you there. I love romance anime is so adorable.
yeah, I know.
It's so
Like,
great.
if I'm looking for that the romance, then I'm going to watch the romance. But if I want shonen, then I will watch shonen. Know the concept. So that's what I'm going to get, and I know it.
Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, for me personally, when it comes to romance anime, I can never get into it. I just like, I mean, maybe it's because I have no emotions, you know. Maybe that's why. But I don't know. I've never found romance anime or very crazy with the plot. I thought it was, are they going to end up together or are they not going to end up together for the most part? But you know, that's my general 2 cents about that. What are you thinking, Squid? How do you feel about romance anime?
Love them. Only if the characters aren't human, though.
Wait a minute.
What?
So, like Rosario Vampire romance, big fan. Or Iramakun, demon romance, huge fan. Why would I
Oh,
want to watch other sad human? I am a sad human. I don't want to watch myself.
so you would watch Twilight?
I waited in line at the midnight premiere of every single Twilight movie. You fool. You've fallen into my trap.
Bro, I actually watch all the Twilight movies except Breaking Dawn Part 1.
I
Not
just
gonna lie.
finished another marathon of Twilight less than 2 weeks ago.
Yo,
Here's-
Really?
Twilight kicks ass.
yeah. But you know what? Why don't y'all ladies express why people should watch romance anime so people like me who have no emotions might be able to get into it?
Wait, say that again?
I said, why don't you guys explain to me why anime is appealing so people like me who don't have emotions might get into it?
For starters, if you watch it, your heart open, your heart open to it, you're definitely going to feel some wholesome feelings.
that's true. I feel like
It is,
sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
it is just so sweet. Like it melts your heart. They do the right things at the right times. It's like how you imagine your love life will be like, but it never does in real life. So it just completes that for me.
That's why RTL doesn't like romance anime. RTL absolutely can't relate.
Nah.
I feel like
Bruh.
romance can be for everyone, but I feel like it's more of just like a preference of whether you like the style or not.
I agree, yeah.
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 Like just like shonen, like I think it is for everyone. It's not just for boys. I do watch shonen and I really, really enjoy it most of the time.
Fair. I mean, in actuality, I do have emotions. You know, I laugh and I get angry. But the thing, like I said, the thing with me with romance anime, I just don't. I think of it stories. Some stories have to be a little deeper for me to really get into it, or if it's not deep, at least be hilarious or filled with crazy amounts of action. So if it doesn't have one of the three, then I'm probably just not going to get into it for the most part. But I've heard some good romance anime like Spice and Wolf. I think I heard a lot about that one.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Toradora.
Hajime no
Toradora.
Ippo.
Okay, your lion afro.
Yes.
What's that one anime? It's called Kaguya-sama. You know, that's been pretty
Yes,
popular.
yes, it's
Kage-
airing right now.
Yeah,
Actually,
so
it's funny. Like it delivers like a healthy amount of romance, and a healthy amount of comedy. It's just super nice. It
I
gives
mean,
you both sides.
I do like romance. I'm not gonna say that. I do like romance when it's incorporated into the story. I just don't like it being purely about romance. But
Oh, I see.
speaking about like all these different anime we were mentioning, what is y'all's favorite anime? Or if you can't name one, name like three.
Mine is definitely Kimi ni Todoke, and it is a pure romance anime. I
All
just
right,
stand that anime.
you gotta sell us. Squid, have you heard of it?
What? Which
Say
one?
that anime again, Chica.
Have you heard of Kimi ni Todoke?
Yeah, I have.
Reaching to you.
It's like well, it started quite a while ago, isn't it? Like over 10 years old now.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
it is over 10 years ago.
I'm
Okay.
familiar
It
with it.
still is my favorite anime. I rewatch that anime every single month.
All
Years.
right, sell us. What is it about?
What is it about? There's this girl who thinks she doesn't deserve anything, absolutely anything. She still tries her best, her absolute best, like not pleasure others, but to help them. And if they don't understand where she's coming from, they will always judge her. And there is this guy who has never seen her that way. Since the beginning of their meetings, everything about him is just so great. He always does the right things, he says the right things, and slowly but surely she gets friends, gets this guy, is always going to be near her, and they help her be herself and show it to others.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's just wholesome.
Definitely sounds like it. Real quick before we get into your favorite anime, Gracie, does anybody know what no knock warrants are?
Stop.
What is that?
Something
What
we're
is that?
not going to discuss on
Okay.
this stream.
Maybe we don't bring that one up out loud though. Maybe we ignore that one.
I don't
What is
like. I
it?
have an idea what it might
Maybe
might
especially
be.
given the current political climate, maybe we maybe we ignore that one.
Okay, all right, fair enough. All right, so Gracie, what is your favorite anime?
Oh gosh. So if we were discussing manga, I would say One Piece. But I do not care for the One Piece anime very much. For different reasons. So I'm not going to say One Piece. Um I I don't know. There I would either say the first season of One Punch Man or Mob Psycho 100.
Yeah.
Interesting, interesting. All right, sell us.
So the first season of One Punch Man because I think that's one of the few perfect seasons of any show, anime or otherwise, I've ever seen. The pacing is excellent. The animation is absolutely outstanding. The humor is just great, and the humor works so well because it's based on characters. Character based humor is like it's my jam. It's like my favorite kind of humor, and the philosophies the different characters express, oh my gosh, it just blows my mind. I could dissect that show for like 10 hours because there's just so much packed into just 12 episodes. The same also goes for Mob Psycho 100, which makes sense because they're by the same author, the same creator. Except Mob Psycho is a bit more of a grounded series. And the main characters feel more human, if that makes any sense. Like I feel like Saitama and Genos, they're great characters and I love them dearly, but they don't feel as human as like Mob and Regan. They those characters feel grounded. They feel grounded in like actual humanity, whereas Saitama and Genos, they feel a little more abstract, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I would agree to that. I would say that's fair to say. Like, yeah, I think One Punch Man is definitely more out there. It's parodying superheroes, where Mob Psycho is more of like a real world with some psychics thrown into it. So yeah, for sure. All right.
Yeah.
Well
Oh,
then,
sorry. I
nah.
definitely love Mob Psycho. Um, I'm not as big of a fan of One Punch Man. I'm not gonna lie, but Gracie, if you were ever to do like videos on One Punch Man, I will watch every single video because I'm interested.
Thanks, Katie.
Say,
All right, Gracie, you know what you need to do to convert Katie right now.
Yep, I'll get started right away.
All right. So, Katie, favorite anime?
Madoka Magica for sure.
You gotta
For
sell
sure.
us.
For
You
sure.
gotta sell Squid. I think Squid doesn't like it.
What?
It's like what?
I've never seen it.
There you go. Sell them.
Boo! I feel like if I explain like what Madoka Magica is truly,
Can I tell you
if
what I
could give
think
a
it is,
synopsis.
and you tell me
Yeah.
if I'm close?
Yeah.
So it's like cute little girls doing magic, and then the anime's like, actually everything's like fucked and sad, and everything sucks.
That's
that
pretty accurate, actually.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
The one thing.
yeah, it is actually.
Yeah, like the one thing that I personally like a lot is seemingly cute anime, but inside it's like actually like dark and just like depressing and just like stuff like that. That's like Madoka Magica to a T, especially if you look at like the opening. It's like, oh, it's so cute. And then like you get into the anime and after episode 3, you're like, oh my god, this is really happening right now. Yeah, there's a lot of it's hard to explain basically without revealing what Madoka Magica is truly about. I don't want to give any spoilers, but if you really like cutesy stuff, but seemingly cutesy stuff, but actually really dark stuff, it's actually quite elegant too. Yuki Kajura does the music for Madoka Magica. If you know Yuki Kajura, she's a godly composer. But yeah, it's overall just like a fun time. 12 episodes, I highly recommend. Yes.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. All
Get
right.
ready
So,
to get your mind blown.
I
Yeah.
can back that up. Katie recently converted me to
Yeah, I
Madoka
can
Magica.
do.
I just
Yes.
finished watching it yesterday, and it is definitely a great show. But you have to watch it through the 3rd episode.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
have to do that. This is an anime you have to watch the first 3 episodes of to decide whether or not you're actually going to watch the whole thing. Because the first 2 episodes are very different from the rest of the series in a good way. But you
Yeah.
have to watch it through that 3rd episode.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
one of the anime where like the 3 episode rule really applies to.
I mean, fortunately for me, when it came to Madoka Magica, I already kind of knew the twist before even watching it. So I was
Oh.
like, that wasn't really hard. But I wanted to see how it all, went through. Very good. And for a magic, I haven't watched many magical girl anime, but it's definitely the best I've seen so far for sure. Uh, all right, so I'm curious, what you guys feel about seinen anime. So we got shonen, where it's all like fights, comedy, some themes. Then seinen tones down the fights, gets a lot grittier, tackles much more important themes, and much more graphic. Before you guys dive into that, Mister asked, "What are your opinions on fan service?" That's a great question, actually. What are your opinions on fan service?
That's a really good question. All right, I'm curious to hear you guys. I don't know.
Well, before
Well,
that, before you all go, let's have a little dynamic between it. Squid, what is your opinion on fan service?
Male or female? Or both?
It doesn't matter.
I guess you could say I typically enjoy fan service with men more. And I'm
Why?
going to leave it at that. Because here's the thing, right? Like, Kengan Ashura and Omega is my favorite series. And that's because they're just filled with, like, just a couple absolute Adonises. What is the plural of Adonis? Is it Adonis? Adonis-y?
Adonisai?
I don't know. It's from a dead country. There's something
Greece?
about just seeing like an absolute unit of a man who it's like, damn, this guy's got muscles that like muscle groups that don't even exist. Like seeing a naked girl, it's like, okay, I don't care. But seeing like a ripped guy, I'm like, oh.
Hey, to be fair, fan service is not naked girls. It's fan service, so they're teasing
Okay,
the nudity.
I would
All right.
much rather see a nearly naked muscular man than a nearly naked fake woman.
To be fair, I kind of agree to that. You know, honestly, I like the fan service for female characters, but it does go too far in like Fire Force with Tamaki. She's not it, you know. But yeah, what do you ladies think?
Hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. I really don't like fan service like a lot of the time. I feel like it distracts from like if I'm trying to watch like I don't know, um shoot. Like let's
One
say
Piece.
Fairy Tale or
Uh,
One Piece. Yeah, I don't know. Like I know I'm just saying Fairy Tale because I know Fairy Tale has a lot of fan
yeah,
service.
it does.
Yeah, I actually had a lot of trouble like getting into Fairy Tale because of that. Like I generally thought it was like a nice like I really liked Lucy, but I swear to God, the amount of times she like gets her clothes ripped off. Guys, I don't know. It just like I feel like it feeds into the negative opinion like attitude of like people like thinking that anime objectifies women, but at the same time like I feel like you can't take it too seriously. But I don't know, I think that might just be me. I'm curious.
Yeah,
Totally agree with you. Like half of the time I don't mind it, but half of the time it really irritates. Because like if it is going to make the process of the story longer, then I don't want it. If it's not adding anything to the main story, I don't really I don't care if I see fan services or not. I can just watch other stuff if I want to. Yeah, it's just that half of the time I don't care if it is going smoothly and fast, and other times I'm just like, why? What's the point of this?
Yeah, like if there's no purpose to like fan service, which is like I feel like there's like a lot of the times where it's like no purpose, you know what I mean? And it's just like except for like I don't know, fan servicey purposes, like I don't know.
Yeah,
It just generally like irritates me a lot. Like I'm trying to focus on like what's happening in the story right now and you're just out here taking off your clothes. Like I do not need to see that. I'm focusing. I don't know.
fair
I hate
enough,
it
fair
the
enough.
most.
What do
Hate
you
it the
think?
most when like you guys hear me?
Yeah, we heard
Yeah, we
you.
can hear you, Tika.
Oh, okay.
All right. What do you think, Gracie? What do you think about fan service?
So mostly I agree with Katie and Chica. I actually dropped Fairy Tale because of the fan service. I was like 37 volumes into the manga, and I didn't care for the story. I didn't really care for the characters, and almost every page it seemed like to be like just the most obnoxious fan service, and I was like, why am I reading this? So I dropped Fairy Tale. Because I have some moral and some religious objections to a lot of fan service, and I agree with Katie. I think it does feed into the negative look people have toward a lot of anime. But I don't necessarily have a problem with the way a lot of female characters are designed, especially in
Mhm.
shonen. I'm not gonna get into specific details, but I looked different from a lot of the other girls that I was around. I'm Hispanic. I developed differently than a lot of them, and I didn't. I just thought I was fat and I thought I was ugly. For most of my teen years, and then when I started like watching anime and reading One Piece, I was like, oh, people find some things like this attractive. Like it is actually desirable, and it
Mhm.
actually it started helping me with my body image a little bit. So I have objections to the way a lot of fan service is handled, but I don't necessarily have objections to how a lot of women are designed, like in shonen.
Yeah, I
So
100% agree with you, Gracie. Like, I feel like there's a lot of like negative aspects to fan service, but there's a lot of like positive things too. Like what you said, I'm not against like how characters are designed either. Like most of the time. But yeah.
All right, you love to hear it. Getting deep and saucy with it for sure. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, I'd agree to everything y'all said. Even to an extent, Squid with the I, I'm more cool with guy fan service than female fan service. And why you guys dropped Fairy Tail is basically why I dropped Fire Force with Tamaki's character, where that fan service is done way too much and too like it's at the point where it's weird and disturbing. I don't know if y'all saw Fire Force and know who I'm talking about. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah, I did. I actually dropped it too for the same reasons. I actually continued Fairy Tail and finished the manga and the anime. For me, that wasn't really much. I could handle it. It didn't really draw me away from the story either, so it was fine. For that Fire Force, I had to drop it. Like it was too much. Just the story was fan service at some point.
Yeah. Hey, but it is what it is. I've heard Fire Force season 2 is pretty lit, so who knows? Maybe they'll fix their issues for sure. But we got another
Mhm.
question from John. He asks, which anime made you rage the most or that you hate with a passion?
Mm.
Why don't you answer first, RTL, you coward?
Bro, what? Okay, what anime made me rage the most? I wasn't even thinking about it. Or that I hate with a passion. I don't like Fate Stay Night, the original. I don't like
Right.
Boruto. I don't like Neon. I don't like Neon. Oh, I don't dislike Neon Genesis. I don't like Shinji.
That's
Um, yeah, I
Weird.
think the only one that made me rage to the point where I had to drop the series is Akame ga Kill. And I was at the
Oh,
point where I was like, "All right, she's dead now," and I'm like, "I'm done. I'm not watching this." So,
Who? So
oh,
many of them died.
oh no.
Which
bro,
one made you the most angry?
I have not seen that. Ah!
oh, Katie hasn't seen it. I mean,
Is it the nerdy one?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I think at the point when that happened, I was like, "What the hell, bro? Like, stop it!" And I'm like, "I'm done. I'm not watching this anime no more." So yeah, I dropped it more than, and there's probably like, but I didn't even probably get halfway to be honest. But yeah, what about you, laddies? What do you feel about the question?
Did I just have a stroke or are you talking like
anyone?
a psycho?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think I had a stroke.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'll reiterate the question. Which anime made you rage the most or that you hate with a passion?
Oh, I have one. Magical Girl Site. Like that anime made me so furious every single episode. You have no idea what happened. Like
Isn't it
you
like a
have to watch
lot?
it and you will be like punching the walls.
Don't
It's
they
just
just
that
like torture
how
the
can
main
people do this?
character to torture?
Oh,
Yeah,
hell yeah.
exactly. It was so hard to watch.
What
Oh
is
my.
it called?
Magical Girl Site. It's like
I think I've
Madoka
seen this
Magica,
anime.
but different.
I never
Like
heard.
it's like about magical girls, but not really. It's so dark. It's darker than Madoka Magica, I believe.
Yeah, it probably is. I mean, I haven't seen any of it, but I've heard things like yeah.
Yeah. I
Mm,
watched all of it. I don't hate it. Like it gave me that feeling, that really, really strong rage feeling. Hate it. I watch everything. I would watch a second season
Oh,
too.
I've seen this
But
anime.
it's like you gotta see it. You gotta see it.
Is
There
this the
are really
one?
some bad
Does her brother do a
scenes.
punch on her?
A punch?
I'm pretty
Oh yes,
sure that's in like episode
that
1.
brother is the worst character of all time.
It just randomly cut. I guess I won't spoil it, but
I mean,
it's
I'm never gonna watch it. I can tell you that.
Like it gets you so mad.
it's basically just an anime that like set out to make you sad.
Yeah, but that's Elfen Lied for me. If it gets sadder than Elfen Lied, nah. I'm good.
Nothing will get sadder than that. Are you joking? They
Yeah,
killed a puppy.
That was dark, bro. That was dark.
That was
All
dark.
right. What about Gracie? What do you think?
So I'm still very new to anime, so all the stuff I've been watching is stuff that people say is really good. So I haven't really encountered an anime I hated or really made me rage. The closest I have to say, I know we were just talking about Fairy Tail, but it has to be Fairy Tail because as I was reading Fairy Tail, I could not believe the extremes the story was going to and all of the inconsistencies and I felt so amateurish as I was reading Fairy Tail, and I respect the mangaka a lot. I love his art style, and he definitely works very hard. I really respect his work ethic, but my gosh, the writing in Fairy Tail is just it gives me a headache just thinking about it. All different plot lines and worlds and dimensions and Joel's who's the real one, who's not. It was so infuriating to read and that's another major reason why I dropped it because I couldn't keep it straight in my head. And I wasn't reading it sporadically. I was binging it and I just couldn't keep it all straight. So that bit just I don't so like I respect Fairy Tail, but I kind of hate its story and its plot because it's just all over the place.
That's fair. I respect
Yeah.
Fairy Tail, but I hate Fairy Tail. I understand.
There are things I don't really understand about Fairy Tail either, like those three blue hair guys, the same guy. Hello?
Jalal.
Well,
Oh,
I still
Jalal,
don't
yeah.
know, like, what is his deal? Why there are three of him?
They had like an anima, I believe it was, like a different like was can we just like they had like an isekai moment in Fairy Tail?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There was the whole isekai arc. And
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a different dimension. And yeah, it was not the most interesting plot line, but it is what it is.
well, I
But
liked that arc, but it was just adding more characters and more confusion on top of everything else that Fairy Tail had was just kind of the final straw that broke the camel's back for me.
fair. Katie.
Well, I want to agree with Gracie that like Fairy Tail, like it didn't make me like I think I like pushed forward with it because I was like, I like the characters, they're fine, but like it did irritate me a lot, like especially when like, oh my god, guys, okay, Natsu like finds Lizana in Enema or something like that for the first time. It was supposed to be like a really like heartbreaking like moment, like oh my god, you know what I mean? But then they just made it into like this cutesy anime scene and I'm like I hate this. I'm so mad. Like there was that, but if I have to say like one anime that like really irritated me that like made me rage quit, I'd have to say Guilty Crown.
Oh, that's
Ooh, Guilty Crown. I haven't heard that anime name in a minute.
Yeah, oh my god, I hated
I
it
watched
so
all
much.
of it.
Yeah. There was like I don't know, there was like a good portion where I was like, okay, this is fine. Like I like the idea. Well, I do have to say, for example, I know I'm probably gonna like make some people mad, but I'm not like hugely into mecha. But it's okay. It's all right. But so I was like already like, this is okay. But just like the part where like the main character, I think his name is like Shu, right? Or
Yes,
something like
yes.
that. Yeah. When he goes crazy, like after like a girl dies or he suddenly becomes badass, I'm like, okay, this is so stupid. I'm done. Like I
I
don't know.
kind of agree with that. I watched
Yeah,
all of it, but yeah, it kind of irritated me too.
yeah, and like who is the mentor character with like the long hair?
Oh, The one that was supposed to get the king's powers, right?
I think I don't
But you
know.
got it.
I don't know. He confused me, if I'm being honest with you. There were a lot of things that I was like, wait, what is happening? Is he dead? Is he alive? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Guilty Crown. That, and also, I'm sorry, I'm bringing up some anime, but have you guys heard of Mecha actors?
Say that one more
No.
time.
Have you guys heard of Mecha actors?
Mecha City actors. Now that's a name right there.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, well, I'll just
No,
bring
I
it up
haven't.
briefly. The plot is all over the place. I think the art style is cool. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay. Okay. Mecha City actors. That's what you said. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I think that's a pretty good amount of anime that made us our age for sure. Um, and I definitely think that's a mood with the mecha anime not being a fan. Like the only mecha anime that I really like is Gurren Lagann and Code Geass. Other than that, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Uh, all right. So before what we were talking about is seinen anime. So yeah, seinen anime is much more mature and definitely much more mature anime that a lot of people definitely can get into but don't get into for several different reasons. But yeah, what do you guys think about seinen anime? And if you need examples, just let me know.
Well, I think it's fine. I don't really mind like creepy-ish stuff, if that's what you mean. More graphical stuff.
Well, with seinen anime, obviously they dive into more darker topics, but they're also very gory. They do some very like graphic stuff.
Psychopaths is a pretty good
Yeah,
example of a scene
it's
in
very
anime.
adult.
Oh,
Yeah, Psychopaths, Berserk. If you read the Berserk manga, it's
okay.
dark.
Yeah.
Tokyo Ghoul with all the savage people eating people.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
Attack on
yeah.
Titan's a shonen. To be fair,
Yeah,
So is Tokyo Ghoul.
Is it though?
Tokyo Ghoul really?
Yeah,
Is Attack
There
on
is
Titan
no
a
way
shonen
Tokyo
though?
Ghoul deserves to be a
it's
shonen.
meant for babies.
I
Hey,
definitely like seinen more than shonen. Like,
Yeah.
I really like those stuff. I can't lie to you.
I'm
I
a
feel
fan for sure. Go for
yeah,
it.
I feel like Attack on Titan is like seinen because it you're not gonna show Attack on Titan to your like 5-year-old son and be like, here, watch
Well,
Yeah.
Maybe
the
you're
thing
I
not
don't
going
think you
to.
no,
can put the same with My Hero Academia, you know?
Tokyo Ghoul is seinen. I had to check it. Tokyo
Yeah.
Ghoul is definitely seinen. It doesn't make sense for Tokyo Ghoul to be shonen. But Attack on Titan is shonen, and I think the reason why is although these titans eat people, they never really show people getting eaten like that. Like it's to the point where it's like gory and
Except for when they
bloody.
forcefully show us Vor with Aaron getting eaten.
Yeah, but even then,
Mm.
it wasn't like the craziest thing compared to like Tokyo Ghoul, where they're ripping out his guts and
That's
like all that
fine.
crazy stuff. Hey, I'm just saying,
Kids
bro.
need to learn at some
Kind of
point how the
fair. I
world
think it's
is.
in the middle.
Yeah, Attack on Titan is definitely a weird series, but yeah, what were you guys saying about seinen?
Definitely like it.
Yeah, I definitely like seinen a lot more. Like I remember Squid, you brought up Psychopaths, and I like had a heart attack when you said Psychopaths because Psychopaths is so good. I feel like it's just because like I'm more so like I like dark things. I feel like that's just like a
Same.
personal thing. But I don't know.
All right, fair enough, fair enough. All right, the next thing is okay. If there's one anime you would love to watch, well, okay, what is one anime you love to watch with a best friend versus a boyfriend?
That's cringe.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
Squid, what is the one anime you love to watch with your best friend versus your girlfriend?
I would literally rather die than watch anime with my girlfriend. Like, if you had a gun to my head and you were like, either take the bullet or watch the anime, I would take the bullet.
Hey, you
Damn.
do you, bro. Hope you survive. Catch the bullet with your teeth.
I'll go in one ear, out the other, no problem.
And then you can watch anime with your girlfriend.
But I watch Bleach with my best friend all the time.
All right, there you go. Bleach. What about you, laddies?
Mm.
So with my best friend, I'd probably watch Fruits Basket with her. I love Fruits Basket so much. It's so near and dear to my heart. It's one of my favorite anime of all time. And the second season's been so good. But also she does not watch anime, and I feel like that would be a good one to watch with her. And it's such a wholesome series with some darker moments. But I love Fruits Basket. As for a boyfriend, I don't have a boyfriend. I've never been even on a date really. So I would probably have to say I would love to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood with a boyfriend, because I feel like that's such a good show that you can get so much out of, especially if you've already seen it and you're watching it with someone for the first time. I think that would be it's just a great show to revisit too. So I think that one would be really fun.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I think Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is like one of those anime that kind of hits all the points you want in an anime with action, emotion, themes. It kind of hits the entire emotional spectrum with different romances, different horrors, different things going on. So yeah, that's a pretty solid pick. What about you, Katie and Chica?
Um,
Oh.
you go, Chica.
Okay. With my best friend, I think I would watch Nisekoi with her so that we can fight about who is best girl, who is going to end up with Raku. With my boyfriend, I don't know. I maybe horror another. I really like watching horror. What
Yeah.
else? What else? Oh yeah, I want to watch One Piece. So that would be really fun if we could be One Piece virgins, watch it together. I would really like that.
Yeah, One Piece is a journey. Like it definitely is a better experience if you watch One Piece with someone else, because you guys can suffer. Well, I'm not gonna say suffer because it is a good, very, very good series, but kind of deal with the 900 plus episodes of One Piece that's still ongoing for
You gotta have a
sure.
long-term
That's scaring
relationship
me,
for
but
that.
I'm going to start.
Facts, bro. You're watching One Piece. You're on episode 1. You're having a little issues, and you know that you still have to keep on staying together because you got to finish One Piece.
You could start watching
Yeah.
One Piece on a first date, and by the time you're finished with the series, you're engaged, basically.
Not
Oh my
even,
God.
I don't know,
bro.
man.
You could watch it on your first date and then keep on watching it until you have kids, and then your kids have
Well,
kids,
you can have kids after a first date, RTL.
Yeah.
It's 2020.
But it's
bro.
not really ending, so
Facts. All
Well, I
right.
mean, let's be honest. No one could stomach watching more than 2 One Piece episodes in a day.
Speak for yourself,
yeah.
Yeah,
Squid.
I've
Oh
never
my
seen it. I'm
god.
joking. It's probably good. I don't know.
Shaking my head.
I used
OMG.
to like binge One Piece like it was my religion. Like literally.
Yeah, I've definitely done that. It was a typical. I could never do that now, but that's definitely a mood right there. All right, Katie, stalled long enough. What's your answer?
I actually had a not so good experience with like a boyfriend like actually like only dating me because I liked anime, and like he literally like every single time I came over was like, hey, let's watch Kogias, and I was like, all right. um so I guess if I'd have to say like a boyfriend, I'd want to watch something that really means a lot to me, like maybe like Violet Evergarden, who that has like really deep moments, and that is like really emotional to see like if the person is willing to wait around and accept, because a lot of people nowadays that I talk to, as terrible as it sounds, don't have like great attention spans. So like they'd probably like to watch something like I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, there's nothing wrong, but like for me personally, if I were to sit down with like a boyfriend to know that he's like real, I'd want to like see if he can like if he has like the patience and the attention to watch something like very emotional and deep, like Violet Evergarden or something like that. Something a little bit more slow. And then I guess for like a friend, I really like how Chica brought up One Piece because I feel like that would be so cool if like we could just have like an anime like book club or something like that. We're like, oh, it's like, oh, I watched these like episodes this week, and then we just like chat about it, and it's just like a long running show, and you could do it for like a very long time. So yeah, I don't know. I'd also really like
Yeah.
to watch horror too, just for like the reaction elements.
Facts. I watched horror with my best friend, and the dude wouldn't let me go.
Wait,
I was
what does
like, "Yo,
K.A.D mean we don't
let
have
me
good
go."
attention spans?
She's saying people, right? General
Yeah,
people in general.
people in
What are we
general.
talking about?
Yeah, like a
People in
lot of
general.
people, like
No, but what are we
a
talking
lot of
about,
people
though?
that I know, like in my like not like online life, you know what I mean? Because like all y'all are great, but like a lot of people who like generally don't know a lot about anime or stuff like that, they have like short attention spans, so they'd probably really like that. That sounds like a huge generalization, Not everyone is like that, but I feel like a lot of the people I've come across are like that, and so they'd like something like Attack on Titan, or else like if I just like right off the bat showed them something like Clan, I feel like they'd be like, I don't think anime is for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah.
All
It,
right.
it
And
sucks because Clannad is great, and so is Violet Evergarden and other like slice of life like that. But to get people interested, or to see if they are really interested in what, like if they are like interested in what I'm interested or willing to stick around, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I agree to the fact. Definitely a lot of interesting choices. So if any dude is listening to this, y'all know. But what I did, so I told my best friend to watch Bleach. Um, because I feel like Bleach is for someone who's getting into anime. That's like seriously, Bleach is a good anime to watch. It's especially if you're a guy, an older guy. It's gritty, pretty clean animation, good fights, and all that good stuff. And then when I had a girlfriend, one I tried to tell to watch. We watched Seven Deadly Sins because like I feel like that's pretty cool. And then the other one was like Kill la Kill, and that was an L.
Oh,
So
yikes.
yeah, that was an L.
I
It
would have
is what
dumped
it
you.
is. Hey, that's not nice.
Well,
But
you showed me Kill la Kill. We're done.
yeah, Kill la Kill is not great. But this will be the last question here. We'll have John wrap it up because this is a great question for you ladies out here. What is your ideal traits that make your favorite male protagonist and female protagonist? And then obviously, Squid and I will chime in to our opinions as well.
mm,
I gotta think about this.
All right. If anything, we'll just have Squid go first. Right, Squid?
Yeah, man. Always. I'm a leader, not a follower.
Hey, do what you gotta do.
I
All right.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go first here.
All right, let me read. What was John's question again? I haven't blocked.
What?
What is your ideal trait that make your favorite male and female protagonist? So for both.
Okay. First, I'd like to start by saying this isn't necessarily like this is what I find the most entertaining, right? This is not what I find the most likable in like an actual person. But I'm a big fan of
yeah.
confidence, put to the point of like cockiness, honestly. I'm a real big fan of like if you've seen Problem Children, the main character in that is just sort of like middle finger to the world, killing everything. I would say I'm a big fan of murderers as well. I hate people like. Actually, I can't really think of one off the top of my head, but we've all seen like a shonen protagonist who's like, no matter what, I will not kill anyone, no matter what heinous things they do. I much prefer a character who's like, no, you suck, I'm killing you. And that's like for a female character, I don't know. Can't even think of one female main character off the top of my head. I like Sakura because she's like.
I mean, you got Tanya.
Oh, Tanya. I don't see. Again, okay, so perfect. The best trait a female character can have is being a man.
No, what?
Oh,
What?
Oh my god, Squid!
Thanks for
Alright.
reminding me,
Squid, I
RTL.
feel
I
like
appreciate
you're
that.
chaotic evil.
That's what my
Chaotic
D&D character would be. If I were
Yeah.
creating me on a sheet.
All right. So just to let you ladies think about it a little bit more. For me, a male protagonist, I prefer someone who's more like calm, cool, and collected as a male protagonist. Have him pretty smart as well. So I like characters like Lelouch, V Britannia, Senku, Light before he went absolutely crazy. So characters like that for like a male protagonist, I enjoy the calm, cool, and collected types. And for female protagonists, I would say badass female character protagonist. That's probably where I enjoy more watching. For example, Tanya the Evil or Remy from Black
Revy.
Lagoon. Revy. Is it Revy? Revy.
Yeah.
Revy from Black Lagoon. Is there? I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Obviously, there's other ones that are not protagonists, such as like Yoruichi, Marileona, Urza.
Yoruichi. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Fangirling.
but yeah, for sure. That's kind of where I'm lying on that. Before you guys answer the question, do you guys like bagels?
No.
Yes.
Who said no?
I said no.
All
I
right.
don't really like bread.
Maybe
I
you're
don't
all
even
right
eat
after all.
sandwiches, so I don't like bagels.
All the gas. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised too. Bagels are kind of banging, you know?
Oh yeah, dude, I love my bread nice and chewy. I like my bread made out of rubber.
How about you toast it, Squid?
How about you get out of my life permanently?
Gracie. Oh my god.
I'm
You didn't get
sorry.
everything. You
Toast
didn't
a
get
bagel?
everything bagel. Bro. All right. Now, whoever wants to go first to answer the question, feel free. Go ahead.
I guess I could go first.
All right, go.
Yeah,
for it.
bagels.
So you guys know Shinobu from Demon Slayer
Yeah.
and how she's like mysterious, like she has like a lot of anger, but she hides it through like her
that his
smile
sister?
and stuff like that.
No, Shinobu's like the one of the Hashira,
Oh,
right?
the bug lady.
Yeah, she's like
I gotcha.
How
Butterfly.
she's like she physically can't cut off a demon's head, but she's intelligent enough where she created her own poison.
Okay.
And she's also like she's incredibly angry, but she hides her true emotions and through a smile. That I feel like is amazing. Like that, I feel like Shinobu is kind of related to Dazai in that manner, because Dazai is kind of like the same, right? Like Dazai has like this incredibly dark past, and he like used to be part of the Port Mafia, but now he's with the detective agency, and he's like he's a goofball, but I feel like characters who are goofballs and who are like cute and like smile and stuff like that, but actually have like a dark. There's kind of a now that I think about it, there's kind of trend going on here. But anyway,
Hey,
yeah,
that's what we do here.
Yet you
we
call
figure
me
out who we
evil.
are.
yeah, I feel like that's like the ideal like character trait for me.
Okay, for both female and male protagonists.
Yep, Shinobu and Dazai. That's where it's at. And also, I know, I gotta shout out my girl Mirai, but like,
Was
that's
that
another
from
discussion.
Mirai? Where have I heard that
From-
name from?
Beyond the Boundary.
Okay.
Kyokai no.
Interesting.
I think the anime actually isn't really good, but I do like my waifu. But anyways,
I love her too.
All right. Who wants to go next?
I don't mind.
Go for it, Chica.
Well, I don't have like female for male. I think all I want from them is being trustworthy, being passionate, having a goal. Because I always struggled with like having goals and pursuing them. I kinda am the person that doesn't know what she wants to do and just flow by the time. Like tomorrow is going to show me what I wanna do. And so I really admire that people have their goals and they are like really trying their best to achieve that. That reason I love Hinata Shoyo from Haikyuu. Love him
Yo!
so much.
Let's
Haikyuu is like my
go!
second favorite anime, by the way. I told you guys I like romance, but I really, really do like my sports anime too. So yeah, Hinata Shoyo is my best boy.
Interesting. Okay. What about is it the same for female protagonists as well?
Kinda. My favorite girl is Ori from Your Lie in April. I really like the determination she had. I really like that she saw her violin as the key point to her life. Um, yeah, I think they are kind of similar, different. But I like the parts that were similar in each of them.
Okay, okay. Nice, nice. All right, last but not least, Gracie.
So I'm gonna talk about female protagonists first, if that's okay. Um, so with female protagonists, I like strong female protagonists that can fight, but I've seen so many of them in anime and movies and like everything that I am just so sick and tired of it. So I have grown to prefer female protagonists that are quieter and have more inner strength. So Toru Honda from Fruits Basket and Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle, they're two of my favorite female protagonists ever. Because they show a quiet strength and a very feminine strength, I think. By caring for others and by grow building in confidence in what they are good at and trying to be of help to others and showing kindness, and that's something I value in my female protagonists. Again, I love women that can kick my butt. I love it. I love seeing strong female protagonists. Riza Hawkeye from Full Metal Alchemist. I love Urza. I love it, but at the same time, I'm so sick of it. So I've grown to prefer the quieter female protagonists. And as for male protagonists, um, I agree with Chica. I love it when characters have a goal. And I also love it when their philosophy drives them toward that goal. When they have such a conviction in what they want to accomplish that they will do anything for it. And it's reflected in all their actions. So I love it when my male protagonists have a deep philosophy regarding what they want to do.
Like
Can you give an example?
So an obvious example would be Luffy from One Piece. Every action Luffy takes is driven by his idea of freedom. Like the very idea of him wanting to become the pirate king reflects his idea of freedom, because to be a pirate means to be free, and to be the ultimate pirate, the king of the pirates, means to be ultimately free. So that's why I don't really like Gon from Hunter x Hunter so much, because I haven't seen too much of Hunter x Hunter, but his philosophy just isn't there for me. I like him, but I don't like him as much as I like a character like Luffy, because everything Luffy does is driven by his philosophy, and I just find it so fascinating.
That's
Uh,
really respectful. Yeah,
Facts.
I agree.
Facts. Well, we definitely got a good mixture of different types of protagonists everybody likes to enjoy here. That was the last question. That's basically all we have on what it's like to be a female weeb. Anything else you ladies would like to say?
Subscribe to RTL Faith, Squid, Chica, and Gracie.
And
Aw.
Kitsune K.A.D.
Yeah.
And
I don't
yes,
know
and
that.
Katie. Katie stuff is awesome.
Yeah, subscribe to her before she cancels herself again. You don't want to miss her.
It'll be this week.
All right. So that's about all we have for today. This was Kickback Anime Discussions, episode 7. I think our next episode is going to be a pretty interesting one, so be in tune if you're a fan of Bleach. So this is fun. This is a good time. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Matane!